Merry Christmas, baby. Reindeer's coming out to play. Santa Claus is packing the presents, making sure you've been behaved.
Hello.
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 Welcome to the vlog. We are starting a lovely day of crochet. It's a challenge video today. We are going to see how many cup cozies I can crochet in one day. And I'm not sure yet if I'm gonna actually say like one calendar day, because it's not a full day. It's already almost 1 o'clock because we had church this morning. It's a Sunday. I'm gonna crochet the rest of the day, but like I might give myself a little bit of tomorrow as well. I don't know, we'll see how far we get. But if you guys will take a look outside, you will see, even though it has started melting, there's some snow. We got some snow this morning. Snow. Some people hate the snow. I'm a snow girly. I love the snow. What can I say? So the reason I'm recording right now is because we just left Michael's. I was gonna take some video clips with my phone and everything happened so fast. I got caught up in the brush, caught up in the excitement. That is Big Twist returning. So I picked up some Big Twist. All of the yarn was buy one, get one 50% off. So of course we love a deal. And I got, well, I'll show you when I get home. I'm not gonna dig it out right now, but we are going to a Detroit delicacy, which is a Coney Island. If you have never been to a Coney Island restaurant before, I feel bad for you, son. Basically, it's a diner, but like it's Greek food also, and Coney dogs. It's a very unique bit of Detroit culture, I feel, that you can't really explain unless you go. But we are both, Michael and I, have a hankering for a Greek salad. And nobody does a Greek salad like a good Coney Island. So we are going to one of our favorites, 6 Star, and it is going to be delightful. I'm probably gonna get a little cup of soup. You gonna get a little cup of soup? You think you'll get a little cup of soup? Okay. But I'm very excited. You're gonna get a Coney and a Greek salad? I think I'm gonna do a Greek salad and a cup of soup. Or maybe a bowl of soup. Today's a good day for a cup of soup. Here we are.
No longer A&W. This is a different place now.
Oh, that's weird.
Owned by 6.
Oh, this parking lot is always the worst. There's like 5 parking spots.
It's owned by 6.
Oh, baby. How's your soup, Michael? Very hot? Very lemony?
No, I almost had a cracker lodged in my throat.
Oh no. Yum 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 yum. Yum 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 yum. Yum 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 yum. Give me a big one, Michael.
What do you want?
The biggest.
What do you want? Can I get a large iced Americano with 1 cream?
A large iced Americano with 1 cream.
Mm-hmm. What are you doing?
Recording.
Who are you?
All right, everyone, we are back home and I am ready to start my very cozy afternoon of crocheting and also this challenge of how many cup cozies we can make. Now, if you're new here, the reason why I am making a bunch of crocheted cup cozies is because I have another business. I'm actually repping it with this sweater right now. It's called Berg Sweets. I make hot cocoa bombs, and this is my last year doing this because the crochet side of things is growing a lot and I don't have time to do both anymore. But this one little aspect is where I like to blend the 2 worlds of my hot cocoa bomb business and my crochet. So I crochet cup cozies, and they go with travel cups, and I do them as a set where you get a cup, a cozy, and a bomb for $20. And they typically do well in my markets, especially when we get closer to Christmas and people are looking for a nice little cute Christmas gift. They make fantastic Christmas gifts. And what I do is I pull the reports from my previous year's sales and I determine how many I'm going to make for this year based on last year's sales. So this year, the determination was that I needed 60 cup cozies total for the season. I need to go through in my app and see how many I have sold this year already, because that's gonna be factored into the 60 that I need to make. I know I sold a few at my market that I had yesterday, so that's part of the 60. And then I have a handful that I've already crocheted and either just need ends woven in or they need patches added to them, because I'm going to add my square engraved faux leather patches that I make and sell, because they make they add a really, really nice finishing touch, really nice detail to them as well. People love them. And I put cute little Christmassy phrases and stuff on them. So that's the plan. So some of them just need those like last bits of finishing touches to be ready to be counted toward the 60, but I do have a lot more that I need to crochet just like in general. So we're gonna make it into a fun challenge vlog and see how many I can make to get to that final count of 60 today. I just get Christmassy yarn and, you know, just Christmassy colors, it's fun, whatever. But I have this one special kind that I do, and they go with my Grumpy Green Guy bombs. They're green, they have a red heart on them. The heart grows because inside the bomb there's a homemade heart marshmallow that's larger than the candy, so the heart grows 3 sizes. You get where I'm getting? And I make cup cozies that kind of go with those bombs. I do red and white stripes up the cozy, and then the finishing part, the finishing rounds on top, is a very bright green color. And that's, I think, what I'm mostly going to focus on today, because those ones are really popular and I haven't made a single one this season yet. So I'm probably going to make quite a few of my red, white, and green cup cozies. But we stopped in at Michael's, like I mentioned earlier, and I wanted to show you the yarn that I got. And yes, it is all Big Twist. If you guys know, Big Twist obviously was from our beloved Queen Joanne. Rest in peace. Michael's has brought back some of Joanne's stuff. And the biggest thing being Big Twist, right? And this was the first time that I've gone into a Michael's where they have had the Big Twist actually there. And my goal was to get some Christmassy stuff. I knew I needed to get green for my special stripey cup cozies. And this is a very bright green. This is the only thing I'm probably going to use this for, is this particular cup cozy project, because this is not a color that I would normally reach for. But this is the color Slime. Very aptly named. So this red and white, we're going to do a lot of those cozies. And since it's just the finishing rounds at the top, this will get me a very long way. Like, I'm not gonna run out of this. I also picked up, and this was the first time I've ever bought the Big Twist Value Pound. And I got some additional things to not just make cup cozies, but also to make hats. You guys know that I am planning to make some items for a physical gift shop boutique. And so Michael's did not have any good Christmas yarn, like variegated self-striping, you know, ombre, mandala. None of those yarns had any kind of Christmassy festive color palettes. So I'm going to be relying on my Christmas themed patches to do the work of really making these hats and cup cozies look festive. You know what I mean? But this is just for hats. I'm not planning on using this for cozies at all. So I picked up a cream color. This is called Ivory, and this is Big Twist Value. Value plus, value pound. Value pound, and then there's a plus sign. So I got the ivory, and all the yarn was buy one, get one 50% off. I think I mentioned that earlier. And then the other one that I got for Christmassy hats was in the color Olive Drab. So typically knitting machines like Big Twist yarn, I can get quite a few hats out of these colors. And then the other colors that I got, out of all the options, these were the most Christmassy, the most festive, and that was Big Twist Twinkle. That was the style of yarn that I really was looking for when I went into the store, and I was disappointed because they had the Big Twist display pretty much right when you walked in, because they know what the people want. And I was walking around the whole display. I saw the value pound yarn. I saw the regular Big Twist value, and I did not see any twinkle. And I was upset because I thought, they don't even have it. I walked around to where the main, you know, aisles of yarn were, and there was no more Big Twist back there. So I figured either they don't have it or it was sold out. And then we came back to the Big Twist display before checking out, and I, you know, got down low and was looking in the shelves, and there, pushed to the very, very back, were some skeins of Big Twist Twinkle, and it really had just sold out very quickly. A lot of people, I guess, went and snatched it up. So I was able to get a few. I got one of the Big Twist Twinkle in white, and the twinkle just has little tinsel thread running through it, right? And I just feel like, even though it's still solid colors, it just gives that little extra bit of holiday festiveness, you know? That's what I think. So anyway, we got a white of the Big Twist Twinkle, and then I managed to get 2 of the color light pink. And I think you can see the twinkle in this one maybe a little bit easier than the white color. So 2 of these. And I also got 2 of the black twinkle. So I'm planning to get as many knitting machine beanies out of those yarns as I can. I will put some faux fur pom-poms on them, and I will add some really cute festive patches to them as well. But we're not focused on hats today. Today we are focused on cup cozies. I may take a little, if I feel like I need to do something else and take a little break, I may make 1 or 2 hats just to switch it up and do something different. But the main focus today is going to be how many cup cozies can we make? So without further ado, let's get into it. I'm going to be crocheting in the basement today. Normally the guest room, the studio, that's kind of the vibe when I crochet, but I have been missing my dear, sweet, beautiful, lovely husband. I've been so busy. We're like ships passing in the night. And I said, I want to hang out with you. I want to spend time with you. So let's make the basement super cozy. He's doing that right now. We have a little fireplace space heater that we've got going. He strung up some cozy lights like months ago, and it's my favorite thing to turn on those lights down there and hang out. He purchased a video game. I told him, I said, I want you to find a video game that is very story driven, because I like watching him play video games, but only if there's a story to it. If it's just like a shooter game or something like that, like that's not fun to watch. But if there's a storyline to it, I actually really enjoy watching him play a video game. So he's got a game loaded up. He's gonna play. I'm gonna be cozy and crochet. I don't think the lighting is gonna be super great down there. I think I'm gonna take an extra light down there so that when I take clips, you guys can actually see what I'm doing. But for the most part, it's gonna be super, super cozy. I got my coffee. I'm gonna gather up all of my crochet supplies. We're gonna head down there. We're gonna get ourselves all set up, and we're gonna see how much we can crochet. I'm gonna tell you what time it is when I officially am actually ready to start. That way we can keep track of like how many hours we actually put into it versus how many cozies we finished. Let's go. Real quick, I want to take stock of what we have and figure out how much more we need to do. So I know that I have 5 that are already finished, but 2 of them are fall themed, and I don't think I'm gonna count them toward the total. So we're gonna say I have 3 already in my inventory, and I've sold, this is what I need to find out. I need to find out how many I've sold. I sold 2. Okay, so 2, and then I have 3 that are already done. So I already have 5. So I need to make 55 more. And I have this pretty decent stack here because I've just been making cup cozies whenever I have free time. So as you can see, I already have a decent little stash here. Let's see how many we have. 1, and some of these are not like necessarily overtly Christmas colors, but they're festive, they're fun, okay? So I have 2 of this yarn. Oh, that's right. I need to add a finishing round onto this of a different color because I used up the rest of this yarn. So this one's actually not completely done. But 1, oh geez. What's with the sneezing lately? So 1 with the round that needs to be finished. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, plus the 5 gets me to 19. 41. So I need to make 41 more. Okay, let's do this. And then the other thing I wanted to show you real quick is my square patches. I need to make more. I don't have any of the grumpy green guy ones, I don't think. These are coffee themed ones. I might do a couple of coffee themed, so in case somebody doesn't want one that's like Christmassy, but they just want to buy one, maybe I'll do a couple that are coffee themed. That's from my coffee collection on my website. I do have some Christmassy ones in here. I have fall ones. We're done with fall. I'm not making any more fall, so that can go away. And then these ones are Christmassy. They're from my Christmas collection, but they're not words. They're just pictures. So I have like a snowy church, a Christmas tree, a deer, a fox, things like that. And I've already got a couple of those where it's like non-word patches, just like pretty pictures. But then I've got like cotton-headed ninny muggins. Oh, some of these are pictures too. Like here's this Scandinavian fox one. I have a gold and black Christmas tree. Proud member of the naughty list. This one always gets a chuckle out of customers. That's pretty much it. So I don't think I'm going to be necessarily putting patches on all these right now. I'm going to crochet a bunch and then we'll do patches all at once later. Okay, here we go. Oh, it's 2 o'clock, by the way. We're officially starting. It's 2 o'clock. Okay. That took way longer than I wanted it to because this yarn was completely tangled up inside the skein, but it's done now. So, our first one. Done. Let's make another one. And then another. And then another. And then another. And then another. It's 3:15. Oh my gosh, that took me such a long time. They're gonna get faster.
Merry Christmas, baby. Reindeer's coming out to play. Santa Claus is packing the presents, making sure you've been behaving okay. Merry Christmas, honey. Yeah. The snowman's dusting off his hat, putting on the show for everybody, to give them a smile that lasts another year. There's something that happens when sleigh bells are ringing, when December ends, when the children are singing, yeah. It's Merry Christmas, baby. Ooh, yeah. There's room at the table for big and for small. All the fire is popping, the chestnuts are cracking, yeah. Merry Christmas, baby. Merry Christmas, baby.
Another one.
The snow is laying 2 feet deep. Now wish upon a falling star, so all your secret dreams can come true. There's something that happens when sleigh bells are ringing, when December ends, when the children are singing, yeah. It's Merry Christmas, baby. Ooh, yeah. There's room at the table for big and for small. All the fire is popping, the chestnuts are cracking, yeah. Merry Christmas, baby. There's something that happens when something that happens when December ends, when December ends, yeah. Oh, it's Merry Christmas, baby. Merry Christmas, baby. It's Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas. It's Merry Christmas, baby. Yeah. It's Merry Christmas, baby.
Okay guys, I've been taking lots of clips, but I haven't like talked to you in a minute. So I just wanted to give you an update of where we're at. It is the evening now. It's 7 o'clock and I have completed 5 of these Grinch cozies now. The first one took me forever because I had a big tangle that I had to undo, and so that added to my time frame. The other ones have been going, I mean, you know, I've been like breaking for little things, getting food, playing with the cats, whatever. But in general, I feel like I've made pretty good time tonight. I was hoping to have made more, but I think part of it is the fact that there's color changes with these, there's more ends to deal with, and so it's not as easy as just like whipping through the rows as it is when you have one solid color. But I did figure out after like the second or third one that I could crochet over the ends for pretty much all of them instead of waiting until the end and then weaving them in. And that, even though you have to do those rounds a little bit slower when you're crocheting over the ends, I still would much prefer doing that than weaving in 6 ends. So that's what I've been doing, and it's been great. I have been stash busting a little bit because this was a little skein of red that was in a bag of yarn that was gifted to me. And I believe this white is actually left over from last year's Grinch cozies. So I have this much left of the white. That's okay. But I have plenty more white. This is all the red I have though. So my plan is just to keep going until I run out of red yarn. But either way, we're gonna stash bust. We're gonna use up all this. We're certainly gonna use up all of this, and then I have more. And so that's great. We're making items from my market and we're stash busting at the same time. We love to see it. Let's keep going.
Follow me.
We got 7 of them now. And the couch that I'm currently sitting on, first of all, cozy lights are gone because Michael's working on stuff. The couch that I'm sitting on is literally being deconstructed while I'm sitting on it. Fun fact, we built this couch, this big old sectional couch. We built it, we made it. And it has served us well for 10 years, but now it's time. And we are switching it out for a couch that we did not make. A reclining couch. We're excited about it. But first, we have to disassemble this beast. And that's what he's working on. So, well, I'm still working on this. Okay, everyone, this is gonna be last cozy of the evening. It's about 9:30, and not only am I ready to be done crocheting for the evening, but I have used up pretty much all of this red yarn. I'm not gonna lie, I thought I had 2 of these skeins of red yarn, but apparently I only had 1. And the one little skein did stretch quite a bit. I was able to get, I think this will be 9 or 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This will be 8. So I was able to get 8 cozies out of that little skein, and it wasn't a big one. So I feel good about that. But if I want to make more Grinch cozies, and I probably do because I feel pretty confident that I could sell all of these and then some, I'm gonna need to go get some more red yarn. I really thought that I had more red yarn in my stash because it's a color that I don't reach for very often, but I tend to have it on hand for things like this. So I really thought that I had some because it's, you know, it's like a color that I've always just kind of got tucked away. But apparently I didn't, and I don't. And I'm glad that I was able to use up all the red though. This is all that I have left. It's definitely not enough to do another cozy. So I feel good that I used up all of that. But that's all the Grinch cozies I'm gonna be able to get for today until I go and get some more red yarn. I have plenty of other yarns that I can use to make more cozies in general, aside from the Grinch ones. And that's probably what I'll do tomorrow. I think we'll go ahead and carry this vlog into tomorrow a little bit and do what I was saying at the beginning, where I was like, maybe we'll extend it a little bit since this definitely wasn't a full day. We didn't start until the afternoon. So I might like give myself until, you know, because I started at like 2 o'clock. So maybe I'll give myself until 2 o'clock tomorrow. And that's what will, that's what will count as like a full day. You know, I don't know. I think that makes sense to me. See if we can get a few more done. And I'm also really itching to see what those new yarns that I bought from Michaels are going to look like whipped up as a hat on my knitting machine. So maybe we'll get the knitting machine out tomorrow and mess around with that a little bit too. But the main thing is going to be the cup cozies. So signing off for tonight, and I will see you tomorrow when we will make probably a few more and add all of our patches on. Good morning, it is Monday. We got quite a bit done yesterday. It's currently almost 9 o'clock. I didn't get a super early start to this morning, but man, today was a day where I could sort of afford to sleep in, and I took that opportunity because my life is so hectic and so busy right now that if I get an opportunity to get some extra sleep, I'm gonna take it because sleep is very important to me. Like I showed you last night, we got 8 of these Grinch cozies done. I cannot make any more because I do not have any more red yarn, but that's okay. The next thing that I want to do this morning is we're gonna get the laser fired up. I have a couple of custom orders that I need to make today. They shouldn't take a terribly long amount of time, but before I make those, I'm actually going to make some more patches for these cozies. I'm gonna make all the patches that I'll need, and then I can work on the custom orders and have those going while I'm attaching patches, weaving in ends, and getting to crocheting some more cozies. So that's the plan for this morning. And I think when I actually get to the crocheting part, I'll show you what I'm going to focus on. Obviously, we made all the Grinch ones that we can make. And then I have a few different yarns that I've been using for the rest of my cozies. I had this yarn that, like I said, it's not Christmassy colors, but it just kind of feels festive, sprinkles gingerbread house vibes, I don't know. And I used up all the rest of this yarn that I had, so I was able to get rid of the rest of that. And then I have this color, and this was all Big Twist Winter. I really would love to see them bring it back at Michaels, but I kind of feel like that's not very likely because I haven't seen it yet. I don't know, maybe they will, but I'm not holding my breath. And like I said, there's this colorway, and I have quite a few of those. There's this colorway, which I love. I think this one's my favorite. I think it's so cute. And there's two very, very slightly different ones. I'm trying to find examples of the other. This is all from the same yarn. And then there's this one that, like, this one is like a very cream ivory. And this one is more of a bright white, more of a cool tone. Can you guys tell the difference on camera? I don't know if it picks up that well, but I can certainly get some more cozies out of this. But the one colorway that I have still left over from last Christmas that I haven't made any cozies with this year, and so that's what I'm probably going to focus on, is this one. It's the most beautiful, like, emerald green variegated yarn, and it just reminds me of like a Christmas tree. So I have plenty of that. I have this whole cake. I think this is an entire skein of the Big Twist wound up into a cake, and then this is like a partial cake but almost full. So I could get a ton of cozies out of this. The other one that I haven't touched yet is this one, which I remember this wasn't my favorite, the way it worked up. It just looked, I don't love when a yarn kind of has this like splotchy look. I either want it to be striping, where it's like this ombre stripe, or the speckles, you know, but when it's kind of just like random splotches of color, I'm not as drawn to that. But maybe I'll try it again, make up one or two, and just see how it turns out. I did sell cozies made with this yarn last year, so maybe it's just a me problem. But I have plenty more of this yarn to make cozies. So once I'm done with these cozies, if I have enough to make some hats on the knitting machine, I might do that. But I've got two of these. I've got what's left of this yarn color here. I've got like a whole cake of this pinky one, and a partial loose cake of that as well. And then I've got this one of like the cream colored one, and this one of the more white colored one. So I have a lot of yarn to work with. And the other thing I need to decide is if I'm going to use any of my coffee patches. A lot of these are left over from when I actually added the listing of these on my website. I had to make little sample pieces so that, you know, you could see what they would all look like. So I have all these different samples. More espresso, less depresso, caffeinate and conquer, but first coffee. Insert coffee to begin. So like those would all be super cute. Caramel ones, I've got the brown ones. I even have some of my turquoise ones, which could be really pretty with maybe this colorway. Or this one as well. That's cute. So I don't know. I think it's nice to have some options that aren't Christmas, because not everybody is buying for a Christmas gift specifically, or they may want to get something that is useful beyond the Christmas season. And then I'm going to pull out my other little patches here and just set aside the ones that I want to use. That way we know how many more we need to make. I really like the Christmas tree ones. I think the Christmas tree ones are really pretty. I think that would actually be really gorgeous with this yarn. Another Christmas tree, another Christmas tree, another Christmas tree. These are all Christmas trees in different colors. I have black and gold, black and silver, and brown. These are all options on my website, by the way. And then like I have these really gorgeous, I did kind of like I wanted to do a set of tags that were Christmassy and like a vintage postcard kind of vibe. So I have this like snowy church. I have a Santa. I have these candles. And then this is just in different colors. Here's the caramel color. And I have this really pretty bird with some holly and candy canes. So those are gorgeous, but I don't know if they're right for cup cozies. I feel like the cup cozies are more like a fun, bright, cutesy thing. The vintage postcard ones are a little more elegant and beautiful, and I don't know if cup cozies is the right project for them. Some of them could be really pretty on hats, knitting machine hats. I feel like this is not helping me. This is not helping me decide how many I need to actually engrave. Maybe I'll just do, I mean, I said I needed to make, 41 more? So maybe I'll do like 35-ish patches. And then that means that I'll definitely be able to pull from these and use some of them up. But I'll have lots of other stuff to choose from. I do have tons of really cute Christmas patches that I have sort of collected over the years, different designs that I like to use, and I know which ones tend to sell well. I need to make a lot of Grinch ones. The Grinch ones do well. I should make like 20 Grinch patches. Okay, my desk is officially covered in yarn and other stuff that's accumulated over the weekend, so the very first thing that I need to do right now is I need to get this room tidied up so that I can think straight and I can work and I can move, and then we're gonna get to work. Alrighty friends, I have Grinch Cozy patches engraving right now. And what I'm going to do while I am waiting for those to be done, I'm going to start working on the cozies that are semi-finished, but not totally finished. So I have a pile of cozies that just need patches added. And then I have these 2 random cozies where I ran out of yarn before I could finish them, and they just need a couple finishing rounds or 1 finishing round. So I'm gonna finish these off, and then I'm gonna start weaving in ends. These are all the ones that are done but don't have ends woven in. So basically my goal is to move everything to the pile of all they need is patches, and then I can start adding patches on. So let's finish off this one first. I do have more of this yarn. I just ran out of the skein, I guess, whenever I was working on this one, and I don't think I had more with me at the time. Wouldn't it be great if this center was the same color as where I left off? I don't think it is though. I think it's the lighter green. Not that I couldn't just go to that part of it, but I have a little bit of yarn barf going on here. Here it is. Okay, how much green until we switch to the blue? It's just a little bit. I'm gonna cut it to go to this blue because what I don't want is a tiny bit of this green and then it goes back to the color that it was. I feel like that will not look how I want it to. But what we can use this yarn for, so it doesn't go to waste, is we can use this to stitch on patches. That'll be our patch stitching yarn. Ooh, the sun is coming through the trees. Also, we had our, I said this yesterday, I showed it yesterday, we had our first snowfall of the season. And for a minute there, it looked like it was going to be, I feel like how most of our first snowfalls are, where it's like you get some snowflakes, but nothing really sticks because it's not cold enough yet. Well, it stuck. I was really surprised. I figured I'd wake up this morning and any snow we got yesterday would be gone. But woke up this morning and it's like bright white outside. Not like we have a thick covering of snow, but we do have a dusting of snow, like on the grass, on the roofs of houses and stuff. So I know there's a lot of people that are upset. They don't want the snow. They think it's too early. I love it. I can't help it. I just love it. Anyway, I'm watching some crochet vlogs. There's several people that I like to watch that Monday is like their upload day. So there's always a fresh batch of crochet videos in my subscription feed on Monday. I have not been uploading on Mondays. I don't know if they all upload on Monday because that's like the best day. I did some research to try and figure out the best day for uploading, and maybe that's just what works for them. I don't know. But according to what I was looking at, it seemed like going into the weekend was the best time. That's what I've been doing, and it's been working. I don't know, maybe I should maybe I should experiment and try a Monday vlog. I'm gonna keep watching said Monday vlogs. This is gonna be done real fast, and then we'll move on to the next one. Finish that one. Onto this one. This yarn we did fully use up. There's no more of it for me to attach to finish. There's 2 rounds that need to be done, a single crochet and a reverse single crochet. And so I just kind of looked through my yarn wall and pulled, obviously there's lots of colors in here, so there's lots of colors that I could have pulled to do the finishing rounds. This is the color I decided to go with. I feel like it has a lot of this kind of shade of blue-green in there. So that's what we're gonna do to do the last couple rounds on this one. So let's get this one done. I just finished weaving in all the ends on this one. I actually really love this color paired with the rest of this. It's like a perfect match. You would think they were made to go together. And this is another one that we are throwing in the pile that has ends woven in and is ready for a patch. The first set of my Grinch patches just finished engraving and cutting out, and I'm actually going to process this batch one more time, which will give us a total of 20 Grinch patches, which may seem overkill, but these are the most popular ones. So I want to make sure that I have plenty of them. I don't have 20 of these made up to add them to yet, but this will ensure that I don't have to try to last minute get this file out, get this all done in the middle of the craziness. If I have extra, that's okay. I'd rather have extra than need to, I need 3 more and I don't have time to get all the, whatever. This will be better. Okay. And while that is happening, first of all, I can put this little guy back on my yarn wall because we're done with that. And I've got this little stack of cozies that just need ends woven in. It's everybody's favorite thing to do. Not really, but I'm just gonna get it done. That way they're done. Then we'll start crocheting some more cozies. Because we haven't even crocheted any cozies yet today. We've just been working on patches and getting my studio clean and weaving in ends and doing last little finishing rounds on cozies where we ran out of yarn, and it is crazy how the day just gets eaten up, isn't it? And even though a lot of these were already crocheted and I just had to do the finishing touches on them, so they don't really count toward the total of this video, It's not like we crocheted them in the past 24 hours, but it is still really helpful for my business because these were cozies that were not ready to be set out on my table for my markets because they still, needed these last couple of things to be ready, to be completely done. Whether or not they count toward the total of this video, it's still very helpful because now I'm going to have this whole pile of cozies that are ready to actually be put out for sale. I was kind of kicking myself this past Saturday at my last event because I was focused on what I needed to be focused on, really, truly, which was getting the bombs made. That's the main part of what I do. but I didn't even really think about my cozies, because in my mind I was like, oh, I've got a good amount of them, but I was thinking about these ones that aren't actually completely finished yet, and I didn't realize that I only had like, I think 7 cozies that were completely finished and ready to be set out on my table. I had a lady come through that was like, oh, do you have more of these, or are these everything you have? And at that point, I think I had already sold 1 or 2, so I only had, you know, I had a small amount of cozies on the table and not a lot of variety. And I was like, yeah, this is all I have right now. And she was like, oh, okay, because I was thinking about, you know, doing these as Christmas gifts, and so that could have been a big sale if I had had multiple options for her to look through and all of that, but I didn't have them ready. And let me tell you, it's not going to happen again. We're going to have these for this next week. It's at least good when you have a bunch of ends to weave in. Like, it's never really fun to weave in a bunch of ends, but at least it's nice when, like, it's the same project, you've done it lots of times, and so you kind of figure out your system for it, and then it at least goes faster because you can do the same thing every time. And that's where I'm at with these cozies. I definitely know exactly where I want to work into because I just do the same thing every time. I do only this one pattern. This is the only pattern I make for cozies. I don't do multiple styles, multiple types of patterns, and there's a couple reasons for that. The first reason is I really love this pattern. I already shared with you the information of this pattern and what it is and where you can find it. I've made lots of different cozy patterns over the years, and this is by far my favorite. I think it is simple. I think it looks really clean. I had some cup cozies, some patterns I've tried where I'm like, I like the stitch of it, I like the way that, you know, I like the detail of it and everything, but it just doesn't sit on the cup very nicely. Like, it just looks weird. It doesn't look clean. I don't know, the way that it sits, the way that it lays is odd. But these lay on the cups so nicely. They look nice and clean, even. The stitching, it doesn't look, I don't know, stretched out and uneven and weird. I'm a fan of having a very clean, uniform setup for the display of my markets. I'm already doing different styles of yarn, right? Different colors, different patches, all that stuff. So I think having the uniformity of, like, the cups are the same and the pattern is the same for the cozies just gives it a really nice, cohesive, clean look. And then obviously a very important part is the fact that I need to be able to whip up this inventory quickly and easily and efficiently. And it's way easier to batch make one pattern because you can really get in the groove and know the pattern well in and out to where you can make it really quickly. All right, I'm going to keep weaving in ends. We're going to be done with these pretty soon here. I've got 5 left after this one. I'll definitely have these finished before this next set of Grinch patches are done. So we'll start to actually crochet some new cozies in a minute here. And I'm going to make that really pretty green, emerald green yarn. I'm going to use that to make some cozies. I'm really itching to make some knitting machine hats with the yarn that I purchased from Michael's yesterday. That's not the priority of today, but it's like a grass is greener situation. I'm like, yeah, this pattern is fun and this project is fun, but look at that new one over there. That looks like fun too. But I'm staying on task, and I will not get my knitting machine out unless I have time. We shall continue weaving in ends, and I'll check in with you later.
Drive alone in December rain. They play my favorite song. I see a snowflake melt on the deck. I'm awful cold and longing for the holiday. Counting days until you're here. I've been waiting this whole year. Dear Christmas, Christmas, Christmas night. I know you may suffer light, but together we're alright. You know we're ready for Christmas. Can't wait to head back home. When the sleigh bells call, I hit the road. Baby, let it snow. We're ready for Christmas.
All right, I just finished the first of the green cup cozies. I actually really like how this turned out. It kind of went from like an ombre light to dark at the top, which I didn't think this yarn really did that, but hey, I'm not mad that it happened. That's finished. I also have a set of my just regular Christmassy themed patches that just finished. I need to do another set of them, but I'm gonna take a little break to get some lunch, and then I'll finish up these patches. We can start attaching some of these too.
Knows it feels so magical. Yeah, look where we were small. Someone's been here and there. The stock is from home. Christmas, Christmas, Christmas night. I know you may suffer light, but together we're alright. You know we're ready for Christmas. Can't wait to head back home. When the sleigh bells call, I hit the road. Baby, let it snow. We're ready for Christmas. Why you so far yet close? I think I hear them call. So baby, let it snow. We're ready for Christmas. Can't wait to head back home. When the sleigh bells call, I hit the road. Baby, let it snow. We're ready for Christmas. Why you so far yet close? I think I hear them call. So baby, let it snow.
All right, it's past 2 o'clock, so we're gonna call it in terms of the challenge. Now, I haven't added patches on. I'm still going to add the patches, but where we're landing for today is, let me count and make sure that I am telling you the right number, in fact. Yeah. Okay, so where we're landing is 8 of the Grinch cozies and 4 of the emerald green. So that brings us to a total of 12. I think that that's okay. I was honestly hoping for more, but I think the problem is I have this dream scenario in my head where I don't need to do anything else. I don't need to take any breaks. I can literally just sit and crochet without stopping for an entire day. And that's just never going to be reality, so I need to accept the fact that 12 is pretty good for a day that has other things happening in it besides just sitting and crocheting. But the nice thing is, even though I only crocheted 12 in the past 24 hours, I also finished off this other big handful of cozies, and I have a whole pile of cozies that once I get the patches on, I can add a huge amount to my inventory for this weekend, which is fantastic. That's what I'm going to focus on next. I will show you, I'll do a little finished, here's what I made type situation when I'm done. We're gonna wrap this thing up. So I've got custom orders going right now, and I have all of the cozy patches in a big stack here. I got to clean them, and then we're going to start sewing them on. And yeah, we're making really good progress. Okay, I finished sewing all patches onto my Grinch cozies. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I'm gonna move on to these ones now. And now I actually have to start making decisions about like which patches I'm gonna put on which. These ones, it's a little easier because I only have 2 choices and I just kind of divvied them up half and half. But with these ones, I have to decide what patch fits the vibe, you know? So, let's go. First of the non-Grinch cozies is done. These are the last two. We have officially finished off all of the cozies. So, how many did you guess that I would finish by the end of this video? If you guessed more than 12, I would have guessed that too. But alas, here we are, living in the real world, where we don't always get as much done as we think we're going to. Would you guys like to see more challenge videos? How many... I have noisy cats. How many blank can I make in a day? There's tons of different styles of challenge videos that we could do. I enjoy making them, so I am happy to do some more, but I would love to know if you guys enjoy this style of video, and maybe even if you have some ideas of what types of challenges I could or should do. But let me hold up the big finished pile. I do think it is quite an impressive stack. Obviously, these are the ones that we crocheted in a day, okay? But we finished off all of these in this video. And that is way more impressive. Unfortunately, I did not finish all these in 24 hours. That would truly be impressive. And I think if I had had a day where I had nothing else going on and I had an entire day where I woke up early and I just got right to it and I didn't have any other responsibilities, could I have churned out this many? Maybe. Maybe one day I will. But today is not that day. I'm still proud of what I accomplished though. Let me know which colorway is your favorite. And thank you so much for watching this video. If you have not already, make sure to give it a thumbs up. And if you have not subscribed yet, subscribe, because I post new videos every week and I don't want you to miss out on the fun. And I really appreciate everyone. All the support that you've shown thus far has been just incredible. It means the world to me, and I will see you in next week's video. See you later. Bye-bye.